Viewers, these slogans from the JNU campus should shake our conscience. This is not the voice of protest or dissent. Viewers, this is the unvarnished hate caught on tape. Modi teri kabr khudegi. Let me say that again. Modi teri kabr khudegi. Can this be called dissent, viewers? Is this what we mean by free speech? When people gather to chant for the grave of a democratically elected Prime Minister, are we still talking about protest? Viewers, what we are witnessing is an open call for murder. There are no two ways about this. And let me ask you, if such words were shouted against any other leader, would we remain silent? If threats were made against a chief minister or leader of opposition, would we dismiss it as campus freedom? Galti ho gayi. Then why do some hesitate when the target is Narendra Modi? Viewers, we've heard these echoes before. In 2016, the same campus rang with Afzal hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai. The same voices defied the law with tum kitne Afzal maroge, har ghar se Afzal niklega. And now they direct their death wish at Prime Minister Modi. Viewers, this is pure political venom. The Supreme Court denied bail to Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam. And see the response of this ecosystem. Not respect for justice, not even patience for the law to take its own course, but rage, blind, murderous rage that seeks the blood of Prime Minister Modi. And who stands with these chants today, viewers? Who remains silent? The Congress-left ecosystem, the self-appointed guardians of secularism and democracy in this country. Where is their outrage? Will they condemn this hatred, or will they once again hide behind words like right to protest? They've actually begun to say all of this. Since when did calling for a leader's death become part of a democratic discourse? Since when did our universities become safe havens for those who preach anarchy? And if we allow such poison to go unchallenged today, what will stop tomorrow's mob, viewers, from turning words into deeds? These slogans into action, threats into reality? Think about it. Freedom of speech, like they say, is the bedrock of our democracy. But does freedom include the freedom to threaten murder? Does protest extend to praying for a grave? Is there anything even remotely democratic in wishing death upon a man chosen by crores of voters, or for that matter, on any ordinary individual? Viewers, while all of us must condemn hate, one person who must do it more prominently is the mascot of Mohabbat ki Rajniti, Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition. Viewers, this was his perfect chance to step up and show real leadership. Rahul Gandhi could have come out strong, condemning these death threats against Modi without any hesitation. Now imagine saying loud and clear that hate has no room in our politics, no matter who it's aimed at. It would have indicated that Rahul Gandhi is different from the pack, from others. A leader who actually walks the talk on unity and decency, like he preaches. But where is Rahul Gandhi? He's silent as a stone, viewers, and it's not because he does not know what's going on. It's because the threats are directed against his biggest political rival, Modi. This was his shot to live up to his own words about Mohabbat ki Rajniti, politics of love, and show the world that he means it for everyone, even opponents. Instead, Rahul Gandhi's silence speaks volumes, revealing that maybe it's all just talk when it suits him. In 2016, viewers, Rahul Gandhi, and look at these pictures, went to JNU after the controversy and extended solidarity. What will he do now? We will have to wait and see.
It is a part of JNU tradition.
कि ये आरएसएस और बीजेपी से जुड़े हुए लोग होंगे। ये नारे अपने आप लगवाते हैं, अपने आप शोर मचवाते हैं।
One Congress leader says this is part of JNU tradition in as many words. The other one says that all this is the handiwork of the BJP and the RSS. Let me open this up. Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sushil Pandit ji, Advocate Umar Junaidi, political analyst, IP Singh ji, the national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Dr. John Dayal, human rights activist, and Kamruzaman Chaudhary returns on India front after a long time. Good to see you. Kamru ji, Happy New Year. I am sure you must have missed the show. देखते थे कि नहीं आप?
Yeah, I was watching your show. Nobody, I believe, misses your show at least at 8 o'clock. A lot of inputs and a lot of counterpoints to debate amongst ourselves. You know, the other point of view comes from your mouth only.
चलिए सर, that is good to know. अब आपसे ही शुरुआत करता हूं. Udit Raj is saying this is JNU tradition. Modi teri kabr khudegi, murderous, chants. How can this be a tradition? And if it is, why are we allowing this to continue?
Pranesh, after a long time I'm coming to your channel, but basically the point is that out here, I was introspecting what's going inside the country, how we are proceeding for the next generation of an India and Hindustan that we want to build. And you see what came out surprising is we have created two types of people, politically active minds in the country. One, those we called as bhakts, like Modi's bhakts. They will die and do anything for Modi ji. They will not hear, they will not listen to any criticism that Modi ji does or says or brings out any circulation or rules. And there is another sect of people, Indians, who hate Narendra Modi like anything. Why? Simply because he has divided India into two distinct parts, which can never be met together until and unless Modi ji is there as the Prime Minister of India.
Kamruzaman ji, you can look. No, 1 minute. First of all, आपने first category को तो नाम दे दिया. They are called bhakts. You haven't named the second group. इनको क्या बोलते हैं? And more importantly, sir, you can disagree with Modi. No one is saying that, look, let's chant Modi ji ki jai. But why say Modi teri kabr khudegi? You can, disagree with him. Say that Modi has divided people. He does not mean well for the country. But why do this?
Pranesh, those slogans that were coming out, I don't personally feel that these are proper slogans that should come out of a democratic protest. If at all a protest is there, we have got lots of other way. People have protested against Indira Gandhi also, but that time also nobody called her Indira Gandhi in such languages. But let me finish once. But there are people like Sheila Razin, who was part of the ecosystem of Umar Khalid. Now she is a bhakt in the Modi's ecosystem out here. Now how does this happen? That is the point of introspection that we need to debate.
That is a separate debate. People can have a change of heart. Today you are in the Congress party, something happens. Or, maybe after a speech of Rahul Gandhi, you think, he is not good enough to be my leader. You join the left or whatever is left of the left or any other political party. But the point is, you see, this is not the first time that someone is saying Modi teri kabr khudegi. Have you seen that tarmac video? Pawan Kheda or Surjewala, it was one of the two. I'm not quite sure who it was. But someone senior in the Congress rank and file said Modi teri kabr khudegi.
20 to 30 seconds, let me finish one statement out here. You see, these are statements coming from some people whom we do not recognize as a mainstream political party. But what about the statements that have been coming out against Rahul Gandhi?
Which is why
a person who has lost his mother, who has lost his father, who has lost his grandmother, the people in the government have been commenting like an anti-national Rahul Gandhi is. Look, he is out to
Sir, to call someone anti-national and to say Modi teri kabr khudegi are not quite the same. Here you are wishing death upon that person. 1 minute. You cannot now. Kamruzaman ji, listen to me, sir. Rahul Gandhi has in the past said, "Dande maro Pradhan Mantri ko." Is this his brand of politics? And when he says this, what do you think Congress workers will go do? They will take the, you know, the extra mile jo wo kar rahe hain to please their leader.
Debates on the other side also against Rahul Gandhi. He is going and meeting with internationals. इलान ओमार से क्यों मिल रहे भाई, सोरोस गैंग से
इसका क्या रिलेशन है कमरुज़मान चौधरी जी? इसका क्या मतलब है? लेट मी ब्रिंग इन आईपी सिंह जी. आईपी सिंह जी, आपने कहा, आपने एक पोस्ट किया है, उसमें आपने क्या कहा? मैं पढ़ूं या आप खुद ही बताएंगे?
नहीं, आप पढ़ के सुना दीजिए.
नहीं, आप बोल दीजिए, क्योंकि आप ट्वीट करके डिलीट कर लेते हैं, फिर आप बोलेंगे कि मैंने मिटा दिया. आप ही बोलिए क्या लिखा आपने.
नहीं, अरे भाई क्यों डिलीट करेंगे? इसीलिए तो मैंने कहा कि ये शब्द आप प्रयोग ना करें, उसको सुनाइए. क्योंकि मैं छात्र संघ से आया हूं, मैंने युवाओं के मुद्दों पर मैंने लंबा संघर्ष किया है. आज भी अगर देश में फीस बढ़ोतरी होती है, उनके ऊपर अत्याचार होता है, तो आज भी लड़ाई एक युवा की तरह उनके साथ डट के लड़ने का काम करते हैं. क्यों नहीं ऐसी बात करेंगे? क्यों नहीं ट्वीट करेंगे?
नहीं, ट्वीट करिए सर. ये तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं छात्र संघ, स्टूडेंट पॉलिटिक्स, ये कौन सा स्टूडेंट पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है जिसमें बोल रहे हैं मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी? ये क्या एजिटेशन है? आपने बोला फी बढ़ जाती है, तो आप ये बोल सकते हैं, यू नो, डाउन विद द प्रॉक्टर, डाउन विद रजिस्ट्रार, रिड्यूस द फी, या ऐसा कुछ आप बोल सकते हैं. वो आपका राइट है प्रोटेस्ट करना. ये क्या है मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी?
देखिए प्रणेश जी, वो उससे मैं सहमत नहीं हूं. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि बीजेपी ये चाहती है कि छात्र संघों को बैन कर दिया जाए, तो दिल्ली के 2 विश्वविद्यालय बचे, वहां भी छात्र संघों को बैन करिए, सब झंझट खत्म हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर न्यायपालिका के फैसले आते हैं तो शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से, लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से उसका विरोध किया जा सकता है.
लोकतांत्रिक तरीका है सर. इज दिस अ डेमोक्रेटिक वे ऑफ प्रोटेस्ट? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, दिस इज नॉट प्रोटेस्ट, दिस इज थगरी, एंड दीज पीपल शुड नॉट बी कॉल्ड स्टूडेंट्स. फॉरगेट द यूनियन. व्हाट इज दिस यूनियन फॉर हेट एंड बिगेटरी? यू नो, लेट मी टर्न टू मिस्टर जुनैदी. Mr. Junaidi, while I understand that people have the right to protest and dissent, but when you say Modi तेरी कब्र खुदेगी, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Forget the fact that ये बोलना चाहिए या नहीं बोलना चाहिए. आपको इस स्लोगन का क्या मतलब पता चलता है?
Pranesh, the protest is all about the Sharjil Imam and Umar Khalid not getting bail, and it is a protest to outrage, to show the outrage against the Modi government and Amit Shah. So let us not focus on what is the statement made by, what are the slogans made by those people. The very point is, it is an outrage against Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Since they are into power, they have always tried to lower the voices of the protesters who have stood against the government, and that's what it has been doing. So there are several questions when we talk about Umar Khalid and Sharjil Imam's bail. So the delay in the process.
Listen,
of
Mr. Junaidi, we can have several questions, 1,000 questions on Umar Khalid and Sharjil Imam's bail, the case, etc. And you are calling this outrage? किसी को जान से मारने की धमकी को outrage कह रहे हैं आप? सर तन से जुदा भी outrage है, और ये protest लग रहा है आपको?
Definitely it is a protest. Definitely it is a protest. And Modi Shah teri kabr khudegi, that means are they calling for the violence? They are like, your political regime will be demolished, will be vanished from JNU. That's what the meaning is. It is not about going and killing Amit Shah and
is it? कब्र खुदेगी मतलब होता है कि आपका पॉलिटिकल करियर खत्म हो जाएगा. सर तन से जुदा मतलब क्या होता है सर? कितना फ्लेक्सिबल हो जाएगा आपका सर और तन कि वो अलग हो जाएगा?
Sir, tan se juda is something very different, Pranesh. And
what does it mean? I want you to tell me. Sir, tan se juda मतलब क्या होता है? जैसे आपने इतना ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किया, मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी का मतलब अभी तक किसी को ये ख्याल नहीं आया था जो आपने अभी बताया. आप ये बताइए, सर तन से जुदा मतलब क्या होता है?
अभी ये ख्याल आया होगा बहुत लोगों के मन में. Sir, tan se juda is something different when you talk about Modi Teri Kabr Khudegi is very different. It is about the political.
Sanju Verma,
political.
this is the outrage of the people. Why is the BJP outraging? उन्होंने क्या कहा है? उन्होंने बहुत ही इनोसेंटली कहा है मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी. वो अच्छा रेस्पेक्टफुल बेरियल देना चाहते हैं when the prime minister dies.
You know, Pranesh, this is a very serious debate. The reason I'm smiling is I'm amused and appalled at the rabid hypocrisy of the anti-Modi cabal here, trying to normalize, trying to rationalize, and trying to trivialize the Modi Shah Teri Kabr Khudegi sloganeering that happened in JNU. Please do not rationalize and normalize anti-Modi, anti-Amit Shah hate speech. This is not hate speech. This was clearly a call for murder, a call for assassination, a call for violence. And now to turn around and say, ये तो छोटी मोटी चीज है, ऐसा तो होता रहता है. This is what Udit Raj said. Arey, these are small statements. Why to make a mountain out of a molehill? This is the same Rashid Alvi. This is the same Imran Masood of Goti Boti fame. इनको लगता है, अरे मोदी शाह की कब्र खुद ही बोल दिया, तो कौन सा बड़ा पहाड़ टूट पड़ा? ये तो routine stuff है. I just want to tell the anti-Modi cabal one thing. Look at Rahul Gandhi. What did he say prior to Lok Sabha 2024? ये जब नरेंद्र मोदी लोकसभा 2024 हार जाएगा ना, देखना देश की युवा जनता सड़कों पर उतरकर इस नरेंद्र मोदी की पिटाई करेगा. This is the language used by Rahul Gandhi for a sitting prime minister and somebody who's at least 20 years older than him. What did Raja Pateria, a senior Madhya Pradesh Congress leader, say in 2022? जब तक नरेंद्र मोदी की मौत नहीं होती, लोकतंत्र नहीं बचेगा. And when questioned, he said, अरे मैं तो संविधान बचाने की बात कर रहा था, नरेंद्र मोदी की मौत की दुहाई थोड़ी दे रहा था. And very recently, in August 2025, prior to Bihar elections, at a public rally in Darbhanga, Pradesh, all senior ... alliance leaders were there. And a man called Mohammad Rizvi said, Narendra Modi and his mother, you know, he abused them in the choicest of language. I don't want to repeat that on national television. And what did Pawan Khera say? Instead of calling out the bluff of Mohammad Rizvi, Pawan Khera said, Mohammad Rizvi is a planted agent by the BJP to garner sympathy points.
They are saying, repeating that script. There are people in the Congress who are saying that this is being done by people, you know, who've been planted by the BJP RSS. Sushil Pandit ji, I'm coming to you, sir. Before that, I have to go to Dr. John Dayal. Sir, what do I ask you? You know, would you like to shed more light on what the slogan means, Modi Teri Kabr Khudegi?
No, I think you would know it better than I. But this is not a slogan I would use even in my worst fit of anger. This is not a language of discourse suited in a democracy. It's much worse than Goli Maro Salo Ko. I totally condemn it.
Okay.
Having said that...
No, sir, here's the next question. There's another slogan. तुम जितने अफजल मारोगे, हर धर से अफजल निकलेगा. Then there is, तुम जितने हिडमा मारोगे, हर धर से हिडमा निकलेगा. Do you condemn this?
I condemn violence. In the Kashmir discussions, you must have heard me. I condemn violence. I always say anybody who picks up the gun, whether it's a Naxalite or in Kashmir, meets his end by the gun. So I'm not a votary of violence, which makes me very vulnerable to participate in violent debates. But the point really is, it's a terrible thing. I dismiss it. Having said that, I have two hopes, I would say. That I hope this is not going to lead to a crackdown on youth organizations across the country, and it is not going to end public discourse, public debate, the right to criticize the government, right to criticize the Prime Minister.
No, Dr. John, there is a difference. You can criticize the government, but if you pick up the gun, then you can't, you know, beg mercy. Then you can't say that, you know, I hope there is no crackdown. As, you know, the left liberal ecosystem has been writing letters that be soft on Maoist. 1 minute, when Burhan Wani picked up the gun, it was not some form of protest or outrage. but there are many still in the country who defend his action. They don't think he was a terrorist.
Is a very different thing. Killing people in cold blood is a very different thing. Encounters are a very different thing. The Naxalites that died, they surrendered, all sorts of things happened. You're claiming an end to that. Let's hope it ends and peace be upon that region. But the point, my dear friend, is not this. The point is, why are passions so raised in this terrible way, in this obscenely terrible way? Why are passions raised against the regime? There must be something wrong that the regime is doing.
Sir, now comes the real answer. Why were you wasting time? You could have said it up front. The show is called Up Front, sir. You know, you had me surprised. I thought with age, you know, you've got wiser. But that is, you know, like they say, stripes don't change. Sushil Pandit, here is Dr. John Dayal justifying every bit of it, from Burhan to what we are seeing in JNU.
Yes. I was very carefully listening to every word that's been spoken so far. Good evening to you. Namaskar to all your viewers. You know, at the very beginning of the show, you had to coax out a disapproval from the first respondent on your show, Kamruji, when he says, yeah, personally, I don't like this kind of slogans and don't approve of it. He didn't say it on his own. You had to really, insist that he took a stand on it. And finally, Mr. John Dayal, whom I respect a lot because his responses are always very measured and thoughtful, he eventually ended up rationalizing something that he, at the first instance, disapproved. You know, even his disapproval is a very generalized disapproval. When you say, why are Hindus being lynched in Bangladesh, you would say, actually, I disapprove of violence anywhere against anyone. You know, and then he would pick up an example of violence in order to create an equivalence and say, you see, it's not just that in Bangladesh Hindus are being butchered. There is some butchery happening somewhere else also in the world. So this kind of monkey balancing with a lot of sophistication, with a lot of put on civilized kind of language is something that we have seen before. But he asked a very pertinent question. Why is this hatred getting generated against this government? I must tell you, I have been in JNU for a few years, good time ago, about 4 decades ago, and I know this system inside out. It brews this kind of venomous hatred. When a Naxal says that India is a colonial state and it needs to be dismantled, it's an occupying state, there are 18 nationalities and this state should be smashed because it is an inheritor state from the earlier colonialists. These are only brown colonialists, and it says even if violently this state needs to be overthrown, and they find comrades among jihadis who say Bharat tere tukde honge inshallah, inshallah. See the violence in this slogan. It doesn't just erupt out of some alliteration. It doesn't erupt out of some very thoughtful meter of language. It comes out of anger and hate, which has been systematically
No, but I think
created.
you are reading it wrong, Sushil Panditji. Like Umar Junaidi said, that it is only a metaphor. What's wrong when someone says, Modi teri qabr khudegi? ये जो अभी आपने स्लोगन बोला, इंडिया तेरे टुकड़े, भारत तेरे टुकड़े होंगे, मिस्टर जुनैदी विल जस्टिफाई दैट ऑल्सो. वो बोलेंगे ये भी एक फॉर्म ऑफ आउटरेज है. जुनैदी साहब, इसका क्या मतलब होता है, भारत तेरे टुकड़े होंगे?
Why will I justify any slogan which is against my country? Any slogan which tries to cut off my country into parts, why will I justify it? Which is wrong.
Okay,
I am not here to justify.
किसी ने बोला था we will cut off the chicken's neck. Do you remember that person? किसने बोला था ये?
The person is under trial.
नाउ द पर्सन इज अंडर ट्रायल. अभी तक आउटरेज कर रहे थे आप लोग, अभी बोल रहे हैं द पर्सन इज अंडर ट्रायल. जुनेदी साहब, लेट द आउटरेज लास्ट एटलीस्ट वन फुल शो ऑन टीवी. अभी आपने 5 मिनट पहले बोला आउटरेज. अगर जब अंडर ट्रायल है तो आउटरेज किस बात का? मैंने शुरू में बोला लेट द लॉ रन इट्स कोर्स.
इसी बात का कि गवर्नमेंट उनको बेल देने से मना कर रही है, पुलिस अपना जोर लगा रही है, पुलिस ये एस्टैब्लिश कर रही है कि वो लार्जर कॉन्स्पिरेसी में उनका हाथ है. दैट्स व्हाट द आउटरेज इज.
Mr. Junaidi, you tell me, sir, who decides whether someone should get bail or not? Is it the government or is it the court?
It is the government and the court. To convict somebody, it is the duty of the court, and the court will do it. In order to prove that person or those persons are terrorists, they are using their every possible point. That creates outrage.
Okay.
The court in the Supreme Court in the observation said the part of Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam.
No, so Mr. Junaidi, simplify what you're trying to say for the viewer. So, and correct me if I'm wrong. आप ये कह रहे हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट को सरकार ने कुछ लिख के दिया और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने वो पढ़ दिया, यही कह रहे हैं ना आप कि सरकार और कोर्ट एक साथ डिसाइड करती है?
Who is against Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam? Who is fighting against in the court?
Sir, any right-thinking individual, the Delhi police is. You have a problem with Delhi police? Delhi police is fighting the case against Umar Khalid.
And Delhi
People,
police
I'll tell you, sir, I'm not done. 53 lives were lost. Family members of those 53 individuals are fighting against Umar Khalid.
Against the government. And the question you asked me about what Sharjeel Imam said, that has to be decided by the court.
There you
He is
go.
right or wrong.
सर आप क्या कर रहे हैं अभी? गवर्नमेंट, कोर्ट, आउटरेज, प्रोटेस्ट, डिसेंट. मेक अप योर माइंड मिस्टर जुनैदी. व्हाट आर यू ट्राइंग टू से? एंड यू आर you practice law, sir. You really have to practice hard. But this is taking you nowhere. If you still believe that bail is decided by the government, then I don't know what to say to your clients. Sanju Verma, why is the government interfering with in judiciary?
Pranesh, very quickly, I think Mr. Junaidi should listen to this in 10 seconds. The most important part of the Supreme Court verdict, while denying bail to Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, but giving bail to 5 others, was this. The Supreme Court said, where the prosecution has placed prima facie material of deliberate action affecting the security of the nation, the court cannot turn a Nelson's eye on such material merely because incarceration is prolonged or liberty is invoked in the abstract. And then the Supreme Court said, a terror activity does not necessarily mean physical violence alone. Disruption of essential services and disruption of public infrastructure also tantamounts to terror activity. So if Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam are still cooling their heels behind prison bars, I would say, बहुत जबरदस्त निर्णय लिया है
No,
सुप्रीम
that's
कोर्ट
okay.
ने.
That is one view, Sanju Verma. Now, there are many people who can have disagreements. They may not be happy with Umar and Sharjeel being in jail. That's okay. You can disagree. But this is no way to, present your or exhibit your disagreement. Now, Kamru Zaman ji, listen to what a Congress leader has said. इनको जरा ध्यान से सुनिए.
अरे शर्जील इमाम और उमर खालिद के पक्ष में कल जेएनयू कैंपस में छात्रों ने कुछ नारे लगा दिया. ऐसी कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई? ये केवल इस तरह का कि जैसे कोई बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई. यही नहीं, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जब पीएम थे तो जेएनयू जाना चाहे.
कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई कमरू जमान जी? सिर्फ यही तो बोला है मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी. कब्र खोद तो नहीं दिया ना. मोदी is still alive.
Pranesh, to be very honest, let me put it very bluntly. Umar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam, Sonam Wangchuk, XYZ, they are nobody in this ecosystem. What has happened over the last few years is that people have created a symbolic villain in them. A symbolic villain who is opposed to the idea of Modi and Amit Shah. How they want to run this country on the basis of divide and rule. When I say,
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary ji, sir, I understand this, symbolic thing, but this is not symbolic. It is all, on camera. ये तो बोल रहे हैं verbatim. इसमें symbolic क्या है? एंड बाय द वे कमरू जमान जी, एक सीधा सवाल पूछता हूं. आप बोल रहे हैं कि दिस उमर, शर्जील are nothing in this ecosystem. If they are nothing, why is Udit Raj saying this? There are other leaders in the Congress, Prithviraj Chavan, etc., जो clean sheet दे रहे. Afzal Guru, convicted terrorist. People are, sir, 1 minute. People are chanting slogans glorifying Afzal Guru. How would you explain that, sir? What has Modi got to do with Afzal Guru?
I'm coming to that point. When I said that the ecosystem or the Hindutva ecosystem have created symbolic villains in that, what I meant was that when I, as a congressman or believing in the Congress ideology, I condemn certain tan se juda slogans or any atrocities against any community, I also equally condemn, and I believe you also condemn. अगर हिंदुस्तान में रहना है तो जय श्री राम बोलना होगा, because India is run by the constitution, not a Hindu Rashtra. And I believe till we are alive in this country, India will never be a theological state, nor will be a majoritarian state.
No, one minute. So, Kamru Zaman Chaudhary ji, you are equating Sartan with Jai Shri Ram.
That is the point that I am coming to.
Oh, I know the point, sir. Even if you had not made the point, I know the point you will come to. मुझे ये बताइए, आप कमरू जमान जी, सर इतने दिन बाद आए हैं आप, symbolic villain बोल रहे हैं आप. Afzal Guru was a symbolic villain. Was he not the real villain?
Who is Sonam Wangchuk?
Sir, I am talking about Afzal Guru. Sonam Wangchuk को क्या कर दिया सरकार ने? The law is taking its own course. People have sympathy for Afzal Guru, Yaqub Memon. Symbolic villains. Sushil Pandit.
No, sir. This symbolism is only meant for some argument, fictitious manufactured arguments in the TV debates. They are real heroes. And the slogan कि अफजल हम शर्मिंदा हैं तेरे कातिल जिंदा हैं was shouted in 2016 when Modi Shah government wasn't even 2 years old. They had won only one election in 2014. The hatred is much, much deeper. There was a visceral hatred, venomous hatred against them because they won one election. Now they have won 3 back-to-back elections. Imagine the scale of frustration. That is why they are keen to dig up their graves. That is the reason they cannot stomach democratic mandate back-to-back, which is unprecedented. So they are seeking interventions from all over the world, including America and Pakistan. Please hand us over this power.
And now they are seeking divine intervention. Bharat tere tukde honge. You know what follows. Sanju Verma, Kamru Zaman ji keh rahe, just like the Modi government has made symbolic villains of Umar, Sharjeel. तो ये protest है, deal with it. ये symbolic protest है.
You know, Pranesh, very quickly. First and foremost to Mr. John Dayal, who said, he condemns that, Goli Maro -- ko. The full slogan by Anurag Thakur was, Desh ke gaddaron ko Goli Maro -- ko. So please don't misquote Anurag Thakur और देश के गद्दारों की आरती तो नहीं उतारी जाएगी भाई. देश के गद्दारों को तो कोर्ट कचहरी या तो फिर जेल का दरवाजा दिखाया जाएगा. But I want to focus on the moot point by Kamru Zaman. He said, India can never be a Hindu Rashtra. We can never be a majoritarian nation. अरे भाई सुनिए, in 1995 Justice Verma himself said that Hinduism is a way of life. Mohan Bhagwat has categorically said, जो हिंदुस्तान में रहता है वो by virtue of staying here he has to respect the concept of a Hindu Rashtra, because Hinduism is not about religion alone. It is not about Sanatan Dharma alone. It is a way of life. So I want to tell Kamru Zaman, is Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Algeria, Palestine, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cameroon, Qatar, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, UAE, these are all Islamic nations. And they clearly say Islam is a religion. तो ये मेजॉरिटेरियन हो गए. UAE मेजॉरिटेरियन है, ईरान इराक मेजॉरिटेरियन है, सऊदी अरेबिया मेजॉरिटेरियन है, मलेशिया मेजॉरिटेरियन है, इंडोनेशिया मेजॉरिटेरियन है. इनको कुछ बोलने की आपको हिम्मत नहीं है.
जमान जी, क्विक रिस्पांस. आईपी सिंह जी, मैं आ रहा हूं आपके पास.
No, Sanju Verma very eloquently, because this is not a majoritarian state according to her. At the same time, she is advocating of a Hindu Rashtra because Hindu majoritarian are here out here. But you must understand, those who defy the constitution's basic secular credentials are, according to me, in my eyes, anti-nationals, and they are real Desh ka gaddars. Because India provides for residency, for citizenship to hundreds and hundreds of communities, and no one single community can claim supremacy over other communities.
Right.
That's the basic tenet of the constitution.
Now,
and if you are against
all
that,
very well. Now answer something that you just said. You at least during the course of the program so far, आपने हिंदुत्व इकोसिस्टम बोला at least more than 2-3 times. क्या होता है सर हिंदुत्व इकोसिस्टम? Could you please define it?
yes, of course, what Mr. Giriraj Singh has said. What has he said? यहाँ पे हिंदुस्तान में रहना है तो जय श्री राम बोलना होगा. अगर यहाँ पे हिंदुस्तान में रहना है तो आपको ये करना होगा. अगर हम सिनेमा हॉल में जाकर वंदे मातरम नहीं गाते, अगर राष्ट्रीय गाना नहीं गाते, राष्ट्रीय गीत वहां पे नहीं खड़े होते, तो आई एम एंटी नेशनल अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस morons out here. Here are XYZ comes. Yes, of course.
Okay.
So why should I oppose them? Now, when I say something which is not according to your liking, then you will start criticizing me as an anti-national. That is very simple.
Kamruzaman
But then
Chaudhary,
there-
you know, your outrage is first of all misplaced. Then you do not even know what is Hindutva. Because according to you, Hindutva is the fountainhead from which flows saffron terror, Hindu terror, etc. यही किताब आप लोगों को स्ट्रिप दी गई है ना, सैफरन टेरर, वो भी स्लोगन लगा था जेएनयू में, समथिंग टू दिस इफेक्ट, सैफरन टेरर. सुशील पंडित जी, आई एम कमिंग टू यू. आईपी सिंह जी, देखिए कहां से हमने भागवा आतंकवाद, वो भी किसी ने ऐसे ही बोल दिया होगा सर, और आप कह रहे हैं अपने पोस्ट में इनको माफ कर देना चाहिए.
नहीं, हमने कहा कि अगर अनजाने में इस तरह की गलती हुई है, छात्र संघ में युवा जब यूथ होता है तो इस तरह की गलतियां अगर हो गई हैं, तो मैंने सरकार से अपील करी है. मैं माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के उन्होंने क्यों बेल डिनाई किया उस पर मैं नहीं गया. मैंने तो सरकार से अपील की कि 5 साल का बहुत लंबा वक्त होता है. छात्र नेता थे, अगर
आईपी सिंह जी, छात्र नेता तो ठीक है, यू विल टर्न the people from the mob into leaders. मुझे ये बताइए गलती कैसे होती है? ये तो कोई भी स्लोगन है तो आप इतना लंबा करियर रहा है सर आपका, यू राइट अ स्लोगन देन यू चांट इट. ये क्या चल रहा था वहां पे? ये निकल कैसे गया? आर यू सेइंग दे वर सेइंग भारत माता की जय और निकल गया मोदी तेरी कब्र खुदेगी? ये ऐसी गलती हुई है?
मैं सहमत नहीं हूं इस पर.
सहमत नहीं है तो फिर ये क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि इनको माफ कर दीजिए? गलती से सीधा सीधा बोलिए कि ये गलत है और इसमें सजा मिलनी चाहिए, ये बोलिए अगर सहमत नहीं है तो.
कि कल आप जैसे बुद्धिजीवी राजनेता और तमाम ऐसे लोग हैं, ये पुलिस उसका दुरुपयोग करते हुए,
पुलिस दुरुपयोग कर रही है. स्लोगन कोई और लगाए, पुलिस दुरुपयोग कर रही है. वो उमर जुनैदी बोल रहे हैं ये आउटरेज है. जॉन दयाल बोल रहे हैं कि द गवर्नमेंट मस्ट हैव डन समथिंग टू इनवाइट दिस काइंड ऑफ रॉथ, एंड हियर ऑल ऑफ यू collectively are justifying this. I am leaving it at this. Let's see how this discourse unfolds in the days to come. Let's see how many leaders who say save our constitution, jai Samvidhan, save democracy, etc. take a stand, go visit the campus and say we are against this hate and bigotry. Let's move on, viewers.